What's up guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here to show you my camera, my head-up display and wheel settings for F1 2021. Sometimes I have people asking me my settings in the game, and today I decided to make a video about that because it's the first days in the game and it's tradition in the F1 channels, I can say tradition, to show the settings. So if you enjoyed this video and the others, make sure to smash the like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. It really helps me out. Share this video as well, because I'm posting a lot of weekly F1 content. If you haven't checked out my first episode of the Breaking Point story mode, make sure to check that one out as well. I'm going to try to finish the series as quickly as I can to roll with the driver career mode. But without further ado, let's go first to my camera settings. So with the camera settings, I was actually very surprised with the defaults of the game. However, I did some tweaks here or there, and when it comes to the TV camera, the onboard camera, I can say I decided to replicate a little bit like it is in real life, because I always like to make the career mode videos as realistic as I can. To be honest, I only use the offset camera when it comes to the last question mark challenges and when I'm using the replay cameras, and it is a good camera in my opinion. However, I think it's not the best one when it comes to get lap times. It's on the side and you see less track in the side. It depends on the side that you choose to your offset, and the one that I use most in my videos is definitely the TV pod. I'm planning, by the way, to bring some gameplays where I use the cockpit camera. Make sure to stay tuned for that, but my main camera is the TV pod. I think that I always like in the TV pod camera, and it's something that I couldn't manage to do that, maybe because of the car models that don't favor that much the cameras, is show the LCD of the steering wheel. And for example, in cameras like the HUD, you can't see that, but there are cars that really favor my settings, like it is the case of the AlphaTauri. I made some tweaks in the future and make an update video about this, but in my opinion this was the best that I could get, and in general I think the settings are pretty good. You can tweak here or there. This is just me giving you an idea, and sometimes I receive a lot of messages of you guys, like I said, asking for my camera settings. And talking about the cockpit camera, I did some tweaks here or there, but you're going to notice that it's going to incline a little, I can say like that, when you're going through a corner. That's because I increase the look to apex limit. I always like to have a little bit of a lateral movement when it comes to making a corner, because that gives a little bit of a more realism. In my opinion, if you don't have an eye tracking device, this is a very good alternative. It's a suggestion for Codemasters, which I think is a very good idea, that is adding this setting to the TV pod camera. So when you're cornering, you're going to have as well that lateral movement in the camera that I mostly use in my case, and that would be a very good alternative for who want to have eye tracking, however doesn't have the device. And if you add enough lateral movement, you're going to notice your mirrors when you're doing a corner, which is a big plus because you need to be aware of where the cars are. However, in the straight you're not going to have that, so maybe I highly recommend when you're running with the cockpit camera, maybe adding the real virtual mirror. You still have the proximity arrows, however it's still not enough in my opinion. Adding the rear virtual camera definitely gives you the idea how fast the car is catching you in the straights, and maybe you can prepare more to go defensive, or maybe keeping your line because it's not that far. So a little advice from you. But here are the cameras. I hope you guys enjoyed. I also did for the F2 car and the multiplayer car. So now we're going to the heads-up display. To be honest, the defaults in this game, I wasn't a fan because I don't like the speedometer and the DRS signs in the center. There are some guys that really enjoy, especially streamers. I think it's a very good setting for who stream, but for who makes videos and wants to have a clear version of the track, the best thing that you could do, and what I did, is putting everything on the side and leave the center as clean as possible, and decrease the size of the information screens, I can say like that, because that is going to make you see more track. And giving my opinion about this year's heads-up display, I think it is a huge plus comparing to 2020. There are a lot of people that do not like the speedometer, but I think it's definitely a huge upgrade when it comes in comparison with F1 2020. So there you have it. I might do some tweaks in the future, and like I said, like I was saying when I was showcasing the cameras, probably in the future I'm going to do an update video. So finally going to the final part of this video, which is showing my wheel settings. The default wheel settings in this game are totally awful. You don't have any feedback, you don't feel. It's almost like the feedback is turned off. So definitely that is the most that I altered in this game. You can see that in the vibration and force feedback strength you have 100, and the wheel damper is stepped up to 30, because I always like a heavy wheel. There are some people that don't like, they really like, you know, a light wheel, but I always like to push a little bit for my arms when I'm doing a corner. For me, if the wheel is too light, I'm going to turn it too fast and I'm going to spin the car. And this game really rewards you when you're smooth. Basically in every single F1 game and in F1 in real life, it really rewards you when you have a smooth steering, a la Jensen Button, we can say. So I always like to have a heavy wheel because I can turn slowly, because I still have that weight to manage. For me, you can look at my arms, they are not that muscular, it doesn't kill me. So I think everyone is going to be fine with these settings. In terms of the track effects, on track effects is on 35, the rumble strip effects are on 30, and then the off-track ones are on 25. So I always like as well to feel the bumps, the curbs, because it gives a different vibe, it gives a different feeling. When you know, you're feeling the bumps, you're feeling everything on the track, gives a different immersion by far. So if you race with the default wheel settings, I highly recommend to change, not to my ones, make sure to find something that is really comfortable to you, but in my opinion, I think the default ones are really bad, and maybe they are not good for league racing when you're sweating for lap times. But in a nutshell, the secret for me in my wheel is increase everything. The feedback, the effects, it gives you a different feeling, it gives you a different feedback, it gives you better immersion by far, and most importantly, it gives you faster lap times. I receive a lot of requests about asking me my settings on the game. Let me know your settings, especially for the wheel on your game. I would be very interested to see if you like a light steering, a heavy steering, etc. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to join the family, you're going to have an absolutely banger of a time, especially now that a lot of weekly F1 2021 content is coming to this channel. If you haven't checked out the first episode of Breaking Point Story Mode, make sure to check that video. If everything goes well, episode 2 is out tomorrow. But that has been me for today. My name's Tom, and I'll see you guys on a brand new video next time. But for now, take care.